Can you tell me about that day?
I was shaken. I thought it was my wife. Then I woke. Thought of my daughter. Kara, my daughter, she's only 9 years old. She'd been lying next to me. I wondered what was going through her mind when she felt the house shake. When she saw my face, she began to cry.
What can you say you were feeling that day, emotionally?
Well, everyone thinks that it could never happen to them. You know, I still don't believe it happened to me. It's been over 2 years now. And what I do remember was the moment Kara was born. I remember Monica, it's Kara's mother, bearing down for the last push. I remember the head appearing. I was the first to see her. Life these past couple of years has been bearable because of her. You know, the moment your child is born is beyond surreal. You're immediately different. The world is gone. It shrinks down to the dimensions. In this case, anyway, 7 pounds, 12 ounces.
Did you say that fatherhood changed or impacted the way that you handled the situation?
You know, fatherhood confuses me. The first 7 years were scary enough. The last 2 have been daunting. At the least, when Monica was alive, I had a second opinion on things. In all reality, I hardly had to give one at all. Learning quickly. Monica was a great mother. I miss her terribly. When I do, I feel guilty. Because my daughter lost even more. She lost her mother.
Kara, your daughter, how has she helped you to keep a positive attitude through the pain and the anger?
Well, there are sudden rips. There are tears in your life. Deep knife wounds that slash through your flesh. Your life is one thing, and it's shredded into another. It comes apart, as though gutted at the belly. It seemed worse for a long time, but the dull ache is a constant reminder. But my daughter, she makes it livable. She makes work workable.
Can you tell me any more about that morning?
Well, I came to, and I jumped out of bed. I rushed to the window. My worst fears materialized. At that moment, I was angry at my wife. She hadn't wanted to leave because my in-laws didn't want to leave. They wouldn't leave. They're in their 80s, and they were staying with us. They were here when the storm hit. I looked through my window. I saw this black water starting to move across everything. A wall of water hit the back of these homes, and they just exploded. All of a sudden, water was everywhere. I rushed back and grabbed my daughter, strapped her life jacket on, and told her not to let go of her mother. With my wife screaming at me, I just rushed down the stairs to gather my in-laws. I looked frantically, but the water, so much water. I panicked. I grabbed the 2 cases of bottled water and headed back upstairs. My wife and daughter hadn't moved. Kara, she was crying. My wife just looked at me, eyes moist. I felt mine moisten. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't think. I handed her the bottled water and rushed back downstairs. Shoved my way across the den. The water was so strong. It was pouring in, already above my waist. Anyhow, I moved towards the living room. When I looked out the bay window and saw my Toyota go away down the street, the water was just furious. I couldn't stay down there any longer. Not with my daughter and wife upstairs, not alone. I could see natural gas bubbling up out of the water everywhere, as far as you could see. Nothing but black water.
And how about your family?
Tried to calm her, but it's like she couldn't even hear me. I held my daughter, shielded her eyes. I could see animals trying to survive. It was terrible. My mind was racing, but I couldn't grab a single thought. The water continued to rise. Within 30 minutes, it was on only a few feet from our top step. So I decided to move my family into the attic.
Hurricane Katrina has been one of the most devastating natural disasters in this country's history.
August 29th, 2005. The cursed day. There are no words that can describe that day. From morning to dawn, it just never got better. In fact, it got worse. I realize now that I never expected it to. There are trees, probably 200 to 300 years old, strewn about like toothpicks. It wasn't the nicest neighborhood, but it was quaint. It was what my wife and I could afford when we got married. In our small home, we felt it was begging me to finish the job.
Can you give us a sense of what you felt when your wife passed?
The stages of grief, supposedly the first is denial. I was wrong. The first is just the opposite. Total acceptance. You hear the bad news and you understand exactly what is being said to you. Your wife has passed. You understand exactly what is being presented. You understand that your loved one, your spouse, your parent, or child will never come home. They're gone for good. Their life is over. You'll never, ever see them again. You understand that in a flash. Your legs buckle. Your heart gives out. That was the first step. Not just acceptance, not just understanding, but total truth. Human beings are not built to withstand that kind of hurt. That then is when the denial begins. Denial floods in quickly, solving the wounds, at least covering them up. But there's still that moment, mercifully quick, the real stage one. You stare at the abyss, and horrible as it is, understand everything. You don't know who to blame, but you want to blame someone, anyone other than yourself at least. We talk politics.